Okay, so here is, we're going to do cross contour. So cross contour, you have to remember, is about the whole concept of cross contour is that you want to make those outlines. You want to make those outlines, and what I have here are elliptical images, right? You want to make those outline drawings. You want to make them look as three-dimensional as possible. So here you see me making I'm going to make a little cross contour drawing, and notice I'm starting with an outline, right, of there's a bucket here that I'm looking at, and so I'm trying to get everything I can in that bucket, right? Everything I can in that bucket, right? Because that bucket, and I don't see the bottom of that bucket, right? But I'm going to just kind of guess for today's date, and so for today's drawing, right? So this is what that bucket that I'm looking at over there, this is what it looks like, right? So I can see the edges here. So I got the bucket, I got an outline of the bucket, right? I'm happy with it. And just for this demonstration, I'm not going to use my eraser. I'm just going to, and that bucket is tilted. Maybe it doesn't look that tilted to you. So now I want to describe, and I've noticed I got a nice rounded bottom. Some of you will probably just kind of go like that, but that is a rectangle, and that's truly what that's made out of. But if it's going to sit down and you're looking at any bottom of anything, it's going to have a round, right? So let's get into it. So we got this. We want to make sure that this is an ellipse. So let's go. I'm just going to go over here to the side, and then I want to make sure that I talk about this being a lip, right? So I'm going here, and that would go down there. And now I am simply putting in the vertical lines. Notice how I put that vertical line in there, and then bump. And then now I'm going to go here, and I want, again, there's a little ledge here. And you're going to use your eraser, not like teacher, right? So, and then you probably don't want to, you see why you don't want to use, all this is a carbon pencil. You don't want to use charcoal because you can already see it's getting dirty, right? So now I'm simply going to give myself some horizontal lines, but I don't want them to go straight across, because if I make them straight across, that makes it flat. I want to echo that bottom line, right? I'm going to echo that bottom line. I'm going to echo that bottom line, right? And now you can see that looks looks three-dimensional. Now, if I wanted to put a lip here, I would go right, and then I would go here. Notice I'm going in a different angle, right? And then voila, that is the bucket that I'm looking at, right? And it looks as if those lines go all around. Now you may say, teacher, how can I make the lines? Well, I got to echo that, right? Again, those are elliptical images. Ellipses. They pretty much are like this. Right. Right. Okay. Now, let me try another shape just to show you. Again, this is about making sure that that image is wrapped around the form. So I'm in an area where there's a lot of buckets. So let me get something here. All right. It looks like a, and I'm using this dark pencil so you can see it, because in the past, so this looks like a triangle, doesn't it? And what you'll probably notice is that most shapes are geometric shapes. Most of the shapes that we see. So here's a bucket that I'm seeing, right? And this bucket kind of goes here. I'm outside of my studio as usual, so that goes there. And then this portion would go here. I got to echo that, right? I'm standing up, so that bucket is I can see the inside of it. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go here. And then I want to curve that because I want to echo that. I want to curve that. I want to curve this, right? And that is just, right? So now, believe it or not, I can see this other curve in here, right? Now, I want to simply go, right? And then if I was inside of here, I would simply go. I wouldn't quite line these up, although it looks like I have, right? And then I would probably do something like this. And then notice, and that's that container. And you may say, teacher, all of those things are round. So now you see why I want you to do something round or with some sort of shape. Let's take a square, and you should practice. There are some images, real basic geometric images that you should practice if you're having problems, because everyone should be able to make a box, a square box, right? And some of you go, teacher, I can't make a square box. So here is a square box, right? Now, if we wanted to, again, I'm just talking about cross contour lines. Cross contour lines, notice, okay? And notice how once I use those cross contour lines, that makes that box more three-dimensional. And this is going to be really important when we do, and we can go here, right? And we could actually go here, but it's not necessary, right? Because I want to line that up. We can do cross contour line. We're doing cross contour lines because when we get ready to do our hatching, it's going to help us know which direction to make hatching in, right? So this is cross contour. Let me see what else is outside that I can draw that's not fat. Or let me just think about it. Let's draw a wheel, right? A wheel. I see a wheel here, right? And I see it go this way, and I see the inside of it going that way. But if I wanted to talk about that wheel, right? Let's see. Just to give you this. Actually, the wheel would go this way, right? But the wheel that I was looking at kind of goes that way, right? And then inside it would be something else going on. But that's a wheel. I'm not feeling that wheel. But I think you get the idea. Let's do something really basic here. Let's get ourselves a triangle. Actually, we want to make it look like a pyramid. And so, and then we would go down, right? There you go. That looks horrible. Let's make it again. There we go. Bump, 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 right? Bump, bump. And then that first one would be down. Yeah. Trying to draw slow is, or small is challenging. Let me get a different pencil. Let's do some more geometric shapes. Again, these are just buckets that I've seen here that I'm looking at. But I'm just gonna give you a shape here. All right. And then we see the edges go in like this, right? And then we see the edges come out like this. So this is what I would probably do just to help myself, right? Circle, most things are circle. Then I have a pot like this, so I remember what it looks like, right? So if we wanted to make this really flat surface, this really flat little pot, right? I'm going to use my eraser. Notice how I got this shape, right? A little vase. If we wanted to accentuate this shape, right? Let me come back over here with a better pencil, right? We want to have our ellipse, right? So now we want to accentuate this thing. So we notice I'm going an angle here on the sides, angle on the sides, angle, right? Angle, no, straight down. And then now I want to accentuate that, and then I'm probably going to hit something like this, right? And then notice, again, now I'm just going to take that down the center like that, and then I'm going to come back here, right? Going down here, and then if there was another line, it would be here, right? And then again, if we want it to be bigger. So now we want to get a horizontal. Now you don't need to, as you can see, you don't need to have a whole lot of horizontals, especially with something small here. I'm just doing this for demonstration purpose. And then inside, you want to do the same thing. This is the back side. This is the front side of this, right? So now, with the back side, let's see how those lines, you don't want to line those lines up because they wouldn't be lined up. They would be in between those lines. They would be like this, going down. And now what do? We echo that back portion of that elliptical section, so it looks as if that elliptical section is going in, right? Okay, so that would be how you dealt with that. And we could even, I'm just going to see how far down I can go inventing things here. So say this thing was stuck onto, I don't know, some kind of box, small box, right? So you see how I put that on there, made it sit there, right? So we'll say it was a still life, right? And then so we want to go, right? We can lead that, and then now we want to follow the lines, okay? Follow the lines. And what do I mean that? I'm following this line, and then I want to pop that up like that, okay? And then say, anyway, you got the picture. I don't think I have to deal with anymore. I think you got it. It's real basic. So when you do your banana or whatever it is, your apple or whatever, you know, I would say draw on your apple and then come in and then just try to draw it. But the principle here is that you want to make sure that those lines look as if they're going around, and so they get curved. Things get curved. You don't want to, remember, we don't want to go straight down. We want to curve those lines, curve them, right? And again, I'm using this pencil so that you can see what I'm doing, right? And so even if we could go here and then we could go there. Yeah. Okay. So next thing is hatching. So make sure you get this. Watch those videos.